Sometimes you want to be an expert, but then you become unprofessional.
Round 1.
Welcome back, fight fans. You are now tuned into the Unprofessional Expert. I am JMC. Go ahead, like, follow, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a best friend to tell an aunt, because if you do not, me, my children, and one of my favorite aunts will fight you in real life. Check us out on socials, any social that you would like. Also, any podcast station that you would like, just search the Unprofessional Expert Podcast and get tuned right in. Got two special co-hosts with me today. I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves.
I'm Curtis, the Incredible Hero Jr., local here in Indianapolis, Indiana, professional boxer.
The Incredible! All right.
I'm DuBois Johnson, local here, boxing coach, fighter, all that good stuff.
All that good stuff. I appreciate you guys being with me today. It is Super Bowl Sunday. We do have the Swifties versus the 49ers. And yes, they are the Swifties now. They are no longer the Chiefs. My guys are at home. They'll be watching the game from the couch just like the rest of us. But I do appreciate you tuning in on Super Bowl Sunday. There's a lot going on in the fight world, starting with the recap of the track meet between Teofimo Lopez and Jermaine Ortiz. He ran around the ring. It looked like he was racing. He probably could have outrun Usain Bolt in that matchup. He did forget to throw punches when you utilize the ring. I'm not sure how you forget to throw punches in a boxing match, but that is exactly what Jermaine Ortiz did. It's not even worth talking about. The fight was bad. All right. So because that fight was so bad, let's just skip to what happens next. Teofimo does hold a title in his weight class. Some of the other title holders are Devin Haney, who got Rolly Romero. Both of those guys have matchups coming soon. Who would you like to see Teo fight next?
I'd like to see Teo fight. He's got to fight one of the top guys, I think, one of the guys with a name. So I honestly think him and the winner of Haney versus Garcia should fight. He's what weight is he at right now?
140.
140, yeah. So that'd be perfect because I think they're fighting at 140. So, yeah, the winner of that fight, I think he should go after. It's got to be somebody with a name.
We will do a preview of Haney versus Garcia, but Garcia will be taking a nap. The Incredible.
Definitely.
How do you feel about who Teo fights next? What do you think?
I want to see him fight, what's that young man name? Keyshawn
Davis. He called him out.
Yeah, he called him out, and I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. You know what I'm
Very
saying?
interesting.
I want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Before he go for the big dogs, I want to see him take on the underdogs and get them out the way, then go to the top.
Yeah, I think that's too much too soon for Keyshawn.
But, hey, man, but that's the boxing world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
That's a great matchup. I actually like it because Keyshawn absolutely destroyed a two-time champ in Jose Pedraza, and he made it look easy. And so huge step up for Keyshawn Davis. He's very, very proud, sure of who he is as a fighter. He doesn't lack confidence at all. Mm-hmm. And so he would go into that to win. He wouldn't go into it as an opponent, or I don't even think he would look at himself as a B-side in that fight. So Keyshawn Davis versus Teofimo would be electrifying. I'm not mad at that. So we did mention the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. And just to give a preview on that, I think Ryan Garcia, the celebrity, is bigger than who he is as the boxer. And I am now a fan of Devin Haney and the Devin Haney experience. So I do believe that he ultimately just walks through Ryan Garcia. How do you feel about that matchup?
Man, well, that's a big question. Is he, just a celebrity boxer? Is he about that life? He didn't have a real good performance against Tank. I respect him for going out there and fighting, though. He did go out there and fight, and a lot of pressure was on him. But for this kind of fight against Devin Haney, who is, to me, a proven fighter, I don't see him doing well. I don't see him winning. That's for damn sure. I mean, he could do well and put on a good performance, but to get the win against somebody like that, you have to have a certain kind of grit, and I don't see that in Ryan. And And when he fought Tank, I didn't see it because he did get knocked down, got back up, kept fighting. That takes a lot, but there's levels to heart and levels to bravery. And when he got knocked down the second time, I believe personally he could have got up and, you know, his ass stayed down on the canvas. So yeah, I don't think it's going to go well for him.
Didn't show that heart. They were 3-3 in the amateurs, but obviously the pros are different. I can see Ryan Garcia getting up off of the mat once this fight is called. What do you think?
I don't really know. I mean, Devin Haney's good. Ryan Garcia is good. But like you said, I mean, I don't see Ryan Garcia winning the fight. I mean, by points, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But this is boxing. You just never know.
It goes to decision?
Yeah. I don't know. You know, I mean, you know what I'm saying? When all my friends call me, like, hey, bro, who you think gonna win the fight tonight? And I'm like, sometimes I'll be right, sometimes I'll be wrong. So it's just like, you know, it's just really a gamble. It's like, I don't see, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, the Ryan Garcia and the Tank fight, it's like, yeah, man, you got to be willing to die for this sport. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to live. Like, once you enter that ring, you got to be understanding within yourself, like, I'm going to die tonight. You know what I'm saying? It's like a battle zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in this ring, I'm going to die here tonight. So it's going to be whatever it takes for me to leave this ring with victory.
It's part of being a warrior.
Yeah.
It's part of being a warrior.
You got to have a warrior.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't see that in Ryan because of, you know, when he decided to consciously just keep his ass on the canvas when he could have got up. And so, you know, I see that in Devin. I see that in Haney. I done seen him get rocked, and he also has the survival skills to where he does get hurt. He has survival skills and a way to survive that. I haven't seen that proven in Ryan yet. You know, I seen him turn his complete back around when he gets hurt or get caught with a good shot, all that shit. He's got those little things he got to improve on before I believe in him to beat somebody like that.
Me personally, I would have liked to have seen him against Haney versus Gervonta, but it's good for boxing and Ryan Garcia. It gets some more people tuned in because of his celebrity. Not the biggest fan of Ryan Garcia. If he puts on a good showing against Haney, that would be great for his career. Right. I think he would have more believers in the Ryan Garcia experience. But after he gets knocked out by Devin Haney, we'll see where Ryan Garcia's career goes from there.
Do you think he'll get knocked out?
I might be trolling, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
He gets knocked out, yeah.
They say Devin Haney can't crack, but I mean, he might leave a couple bruises, and you know what I'm saying. But Ryan Garcia,
let's ask Regis Prograis if Devin Haney can crack.
Right,
he spoke on that, and he said it's more so his what he say is his accuracy.
Yeah.
Put it in the right spot, and that's all it takes is accuracy.
Okay,
only takes so many pounds of pressure to hurt somebody, and
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 pounds of pressure. So you know, if you put it in that right spot, if you're a marksman, then that makes your chances all the better. The thing I admire about Devin Haney is everybody always says he's pillow-fisted. They say he can't punch. But if you watch that man train, you watch him throw punches in the fight or on the mitts or on the bag, he doesn't throw punches like somebody that doesn't believe he doesn't have something on it. You know what I mean? He throws his punches with bad intentions each time. And so I admire that about him. And I think he can punch personally. You don't see nobody just running up on him and trying to bully him.
I think maybe they say that because he doesn't rely on power. But if you are a technician and if you are, relying on that repetition of throwing your punches the right way, that results in power.
Facts, yes.
And so even though he's not Deontay Wilder, a bomb of a right hand.
I was just about to say that. I'm like, we know a person that relied on their power and we found out they can't box worth a lick.
Right.
And so it's levels to it. Talking about those levels, I think Devin Haney is a level above Ryan Garcia, but interesting matchup either way. It'll be good for boxing.
Yeah.
I think the whole world will stop and watch that fight.
Yeah.
So, leads me to my next topic. One of the best conversations that I like to have, the more interesting conversations. Let's talk about fantasy matchups, fights that absolutely never happen. So it leads to great arguments because we have to argue about who's good, who's great, and who's better at boxing. So for my first fantasy matchup, I'm going to start with the incredible here. I have Triple G versus the Mexican Monster, David Benavidez.
That's a good one.
Who wins that matchup?
Mm, mm, mm. Mm.
Gotta think about that
Yeah.
one.
Oh God, that's real good.
It's a fight. They both come to fight for sure.
Oh, that's gonna be a 12 rounder. That's gonna be a 12.
And we're talking about
rounder.
prime Triple G, right?
Prime.
Prime. Okay.
Triple G versus
Oh
the
man.
Mexican monster.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Too hard to call that.
Yeah, that's a good call. Again, I don't know this one. Let's just watch from round 1 to round 12. Let's just see how that goes. Like, I really don't know.
You know, I actually agree. I came up with that matchup. I'm like, man, I'm really interested in what people would say. What do you think about that matchup?
Oh man,
See
yeah.
what I mean? See what I mean? That's a good one.
I
Like,
got all
oh,
these scenarios that could happen. While he was answering it, I was trying to think of all these different scenarios that, okay, maybe he can do this and then he can do this. But no, man, it goes back and forth because they kind of both can do the same things. I got to put my money on Triple G. You know, if I had to put my money somewhere, it'd be on Triple G because he is I think he's a little tougher, like more durable. I never really seen Triple G like really hurt or rock. I don't even think I've seen him knocked down. Maybe he has been put down in his career, but I haven't seen it.
I never seen footage.
Benavidez has been put down. Benavidez, I remember when he got put down, I've seen him, you know, hit with a couple shots that caught his attention. Not so much have I seen that from Triple G, so that's why I'm leaning towards him a little bit because I think he got a little bit of the better chin. But other than that, it's up in the air for me too.
Probably is a toss-up. I would say maybe Triple G is just this much more technically sound. And so I think that could potentially be the difference. But also, we haven't seen Benavidez test it. Right. And Triple G would definitely test him. And so you would see what kind of resolve Benavidez might actually have because he's going to be in there with somebody who's not going to back down or just allow him to throw those flashy combinations that he likes to do. So
true that.
Great matchup. Just to go against you, Dubai here, I'm going to say Benavidez.
Oh, man.
Even though I gave every reason for Triple G, but I like the excitement that Benavidez brings to a fight.
No,
I like
can see that too,
he just won't back down. I like the way that he's going to bring that dog out of whoever he's fighting.
Yeah.
And so that would be a great performance for the both of those guys. Yeah. But let's say Benavidez.
That will be a good fight. I ain't going to lie. That David Benavidez fight will be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like he has the experience to do so. So, I mean, still, that's just going to be a rough fight. That'll be a real rough fight. Like, you know.
We just don't know how good Benavidez is, honestly, man. And that's why people want to see him fight Canelo so bad because, like, I really want to see how good this dude is. And the only way to see how good he is by putting him up against a great. So, like, that's, you know, Triple G has proven that he's great because he fought another great fighter. Yeah. So I think, you know, once I have a measuring stick of how great Benavidez is, if he is that great, then I could have a more clear answer of who would win between him and somebody like Triple G.
Good fight. Great fight. Awesome fight. All-time fight. Absolutely. All right. So maybe we can get a more clear decision on the next matchup. I'm rubbing my hands together because I like this one. Andre Ward. Okay.
I really
all-time
like
boxer, skilled, really skilled, versus someone who relied on natural ability, but his natural ability made him an all-time fighter.
Okay.
Roy Jones Jr.
Oh man, wow,
Oh, my
God. that's a tough one.
Oh God.
The weight classes matter for sure. I know
Okay.
Roy Jones Jr. was a super middleweight, but he was a light heavyweight also.
Let's say at 168.
168. Okay.
Smaller Roy. More athletic Roy.
Okay. Yeah. The Roy that fought James Toney. Oh man, that one I'm like Curtis was with the last question. I don't know. Andre Ward is mentally relentless. He got you thinking all the time. He knows how to make adjustments. He's thinking all the time. I mean, he's just mentally relentless. Every single round with him, you are in a fight every single round because he is constantly trying to think of how to break you down and constantly adjusting. But it would be that technicality of his versus the athleticism and the natural ability of speed and power that Roy Jones Jr. has. I think as a technical fighter, Andre Ward is better. As far as power, athleticism, and speed, I got to give all that to Roy. So that it's just, but I've seen Andre Ward deal with certain kind of fighters like that before. So it's just like, damn. But Roy Jones Jr. has dealt with technical fighters like that before. So, it's just like, I really can't, I don't know. I can't choose on this one. This is going to be the one I'm kind of neutral on. So
I would say, before giving you that same matchup, does Andre Ward's resume, does it lack top-tier fighters to where you feel as if Roy Jones would be that top-tier fighter that would have been Andre Ward's match, or is he too much of a technician to where it doesn't matter who is on his resume?
I really don't think it'd matter. You know what I'm saying? Because Andre Ward is Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? Who he fought is who he's going to beat. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's like like you said, I mean, Andre Ward is going to break you down to that technique to beat you to the punch, to, you know what I'm saying, overthink you. But to answer the question, I'm going with Roy Jones. I'm going with Roy, man.
So I'm trying to figure it out myself. And because you're going with Roy, I think Andre Ward, in my opinion, is probably the smartest fighter ever. And once Roy gets to being too athletic, I think Andre outthinks him. And I would give Andre Ward a decision. I saw you thinking there. What you thinking?
Nothing. I mean, yes, he's athletic. I mean, that's probably what 85% of boxers nowadays is athletic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We might not be able to fight, but we just athletic. And the athleticism beat other fighters and boxers because we're just athletic. You know what I'm saying? We're just ready to go, and them just trying to, you know what I'm saying? It's like trying to fight and be able to fight. You see what I'm saying? It's like being athletic is like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying. You know what I'm saying? I can do this.
You know what?
Yeah, talent, natural ability.
Yeah, it's natural. There you go. I'm just natural.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fight, but I'm naturally a fighter.
Yeah. And Roy Jones Jr. reeks of that. But I think, I got an opinion. I got a decision. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Ward, actually.
Okay.
Because he can do one thing I don't think Roy Jones Jr. can do, which is fight on the inside. He can box on the inside. Every single time you see Roy Jones get close to a person, he goes to that shell. You know what I mean? And Andre Ward knows how to manipulate hands on the inside. He knows how to hit the body shots, sneak them in when he's close range. I'm talking about chest to chest, nose to nose, head to head. True. He knows how to work on the inside like that. So I think that's where he would take the fight. And I think Roy would have problems dealing with that. He would, of course, use athleticism, try to stay away, try to move, but eventually, you got to fight on the inside, and it'll break you down getting hit with hard shots on the inside. So, yeah, I lean more towards Andre Ward only for that reason, because he knows how to fight on the inside.
So are we talking about the primes of
168, right?
Andre Ward and Roy Jones?
Primes, absolutely.
Okay. Because I'm thinking of like now, I'm like, I really don't think Roy Jones really fought nobody. He just made him look like nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they
That's
might have had a name.
Itself.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But I mean, Andre Ward fought some people that we didn't know, and you know what I'm saying? He beat him. But Roy Jones is like, Roy Jones had the speed and ability. You know what I'm saying? To, make you look like nobody. So it just goes both ways.
Definitely a skill to make someone who's world-class talent look like they shouldn't be in the ring with you.
Exactly.
And I feel like both of those guys did that.
Yep.
Good matchups. Both of those guys are actually on the top 20 fighters of all time list. Go check that out on socials. The list is very debatable. I was called a hater by some of the people that are on that list. And I was even called out in the comments section about some fighters that were missing. So go check out that list. It's on socials, whichever social. Leave a comment. Top 20 greatest fighters of all time. It's possibly biased. Who knows? Maybe. I'm not going to say if it is or if it isn't. But what's your opinion on these matchups? Be sure to go ahead and leave your comments, your thoughts, your opinions. We want to know what you think. I've got one more, and I'm going to start here again because I heard it is one of your favorite fighters. So we've got Saul Canelo Alvarez versus another thinker, another technician, somebody by the likes of the Executioner. Bernard Hopkins.
Interesting. Well, I'd like to say publicly and to everyone watching live right now, Canelo is definitely not one of my favorite fighters.
That's not what I heard.
I can't stand Canelo for a lot of different reasons, but, I don't want to take up the whole podcast time. So, but yeah, so to get to the question, Canelo versus Bernard Hopkins, I'd have to I hate to say it, but I had to lean towards Canelo. I had to lean towards Canelo. And it, like I said, the thing, it matters. Is it prime Bernard?
Absolutely.
That's
Prime
what I'm saying,
Bernard?
Absolutely.
It's
Always
not,
prime.
It's not like the younger Bernard that fought Roy Jones the first time.
Let's say Bernard at his best.
Bernard at his best, okay. So I think Bernard at his best was like when he was fighting guys like Tito Trinidad and Winky Wright and them kind of guys. So, okay, riding off of that, that makes it a little more competitive fight. And Bernard, he could edge it. It all, and it's going to sound strange to you, but it all actually depends on how Canelo handles the Bernard Hopkins' trash talk, because that's how he won a lot of his fights. And the press conference before the fight even happened, he did everything he could to make his opponent fight the way that he wanted him to fight. With Tito Trinidad, he threw down the Puerto Rican flag in his country, made him fight harder with Joe Calzaghe. He said, "I'll never lose to a white man," a white boy, whatever he called him. He has all these antics that, gets the fighter kind of fighting out of character. And I seen that Canelo he is emotional. It is, you can tick him off by saying the right things, and he will respond to it in the ring. So I think if Canelo can remain mentally strong and doesn't let Bernard Hopkins' antics get to him, because, let's just be honest about it. Bernard Hopkins is one of the dirtiest fighters in boxing history. He will do things in the ring, too, to piss you off, headbutt you, hit you low, hit you in the back of the head, hold you when you're trying to get off. He'll do everything it takes to disturb your flow in that ring. And so Canelo has to be able – I don't think Canelo's ever dealt with a fighter like that, where he has to – the mental warfare is in there constantly. So if Canelo can get past that, then I think Canelo has the tools to beat him. But if not, no. So I'm really gonna lean towards Bernard Hopkins. I change it. I don't think Canelo's that mentally strong to deal with that kind of mental warfare.
So we switched opinion mid-thought. I would say think about a young Canelo, and he fought the most skilled fighter probably in history and fluid, and he just couldn't figure it out, right?
Right.
And we think about, talking about the mind game that Bernard fights before the actual fight in the ring. Thinking about those aspects, how do you feel about that matchup?
I don't know what to say right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm trying to, but it's like
it's close.
Go
it's
ahead
close.
and say B-Hop. B-Hop.
Yeah, you're right.
Bernard?
Yeah, Bernard.
Are we respecting Canelo?
Yes,
what he brings to the table?
I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to step on Canelo's toes. Like, he put in the work. He did this. He did that. I'm not going to take that away from him. But when it comes to the techniques and the mind game and stuff like that, Dubois said it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said it all. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, he's emotional. He's going to get in his feelings, and he's going to lose the fight.
I mean, Canelo, we're talking about multiple weight class champion, currently undisputed.
But nobody really gave him that trash talk.
Right. You have to look at against who and how did it happen. You know what I mean? And nobody really was trying to get under Canelo's skin like that. And
I would say, how does Bernard deal with an aggressive Canelo, throwing body shots, combinations up and down, once Canelo figures out what Bernard is trying to do. Say he has a clear head. He's not disturbed mentally. He's just there to fight.
Then
be
Canelo
aggressive.
wins. Then Canelo wins.
Yeah.
I think if he handles it all mentally, like you're pointing out, and he does have a clear head, yeah, I'll go with Canelo. Unfortunately, but like I said, I don't think that's possible. Not with Bernard, because he would ride him every single chance that they were around each other. He would be on his ass talking about whatever he need to say to get Canelo off of his game, because there is such a thing as being too aggressive and throwing a punch with too much spice on it at the wrong times and exerting yourself at the wrong times. And I think he would exploit all that against Canelo. So that's just me.
Interesting. I do like.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I like Canelo in that matchup. But
Why? You just want to be controversial. You just want to be controversial. Explain to us.
I think Bernard, even though he was a technician, I think he had to be because he didn't have the hand speed.
Right.
And so he was
true.
a little flat-footed. I'm not going to say he was flat-footed, kind of flat-footed. So I like Canelo. I'm going to say that, in his prime, at his championship level, that pedigree, he's going to go in there with a clear mind.
Canelo will?
Yeah, he's not gonna lose a fight before getting in the ring. Not at this stage of his career. I don't think so.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, if he's whispering in his ear,
Curtis, you was just
stuff,
agreeing with
No.
me.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. But like I said, I mean, if Bernard get the whispering stuff in his ear, saying that the ref can't, get involved with, he's gonna get in his head. Like. What Canelo gonna say? Oh, he's telling me stuff in my ear. Like,
I guarantee
what?
you,
I'm gonna look at you like, what? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like some boxers, they'll kiss him on the neck or lick their ear. You know what I'm saying? Just you know what I'm saying? Just to throw you off your game. And then, that's how you make like the mistakes that some boxers made, because he's like, oh man, like if you had a good coach and they tell you, hey, Misha, I'll take you off your game, just stay on point.
I have a question for you, Mr. Podcast Director,
Mr.
JFC. Have you ever, because we all fought before, we all have fighting history. Have you ever been in the ring with somebody you really don't like?
You know what? For me,
you know where I'm going with this.
I try to leave my emotions out of it because it does take you off your game.
You try to leave your emotions out of it, but what if the other person really saying things, really doing things, antics to really get under your skin? I personally have been in the ring with somebody I really just couldn't stand. I couldn't even stand to look at them. And then when I got in the ring,
How did you do in that fight?
I won.
Okay.
But I wasn't myself. I couldn't even knock this person out. And that's what I came to do. You see what I'm saying? And I know if I would have been myself, and I would have not let the anger get to me, I would have knocked them out. You see what I'm saying? And I would have boxed better. And so they threw me off my game somewhat. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes it doesn't work with everybody. Sometimes it's bad to talk to certain people because they fight better and harder. But some other people, it will throw them off their game, and they will not be themselves, and they don't, because you don't train angry. You don't. It's an external. So you're letting something external really throw you off your game. That's what I'm saying. I know Curtis definitely been there before, where he fought somebody that he don't like. So
yes, all of my opponents, all of my opponents. Like I had opponents like inbox me and stuff like that. Tell me, oh man, good fight tomorrow. I'm like, dude, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you inboxing me before the fight? Like, I'm really about to give you this work tomorrow. Like, are you inboxing me before the fight? Shake my hand, tell me, give me a hug. Like, come on, man, get off me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you said, it's definitely a mind game. You know what I'm saying? That's things, certain boxers got to work on, and the trash talk and stuff like that. Because myself, I'm not a trash talker.
Right.
I'm definitely not a trash talker. I just let my hands do the talking.
Let your performance do
yeah,
exactly.
I definitely let my hands do the talking. Like, all the stuff you're talking about, okay. All right, that's cool.
Bernard Hopkins will go through links to disrespect. I mean, you see him with Winky Wright stuff, Winky Wright's face at the weigh-in and all that stuff. Yeah. He'll go through links to make you feel like you got to go to war.
Remember Shannon Briggs?
Yeah,
Shannon Briggs. That was the main man. I couldn't even do it as a fighter.
Let's go, champ.
Yeah, let's go, champ. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out enjoying time with my family and stuff on a boat, and you're on a paddle boat, like, chasing me down. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you really got a ticket just to come over here in Greece just to chase me down? Like, come on, man. Like, all right, man, I'm going to let you not win this fight for sure. Like,
that's a fool, man.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's what he did to get him off his game. But, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to say that's a technique for, like, a scary guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I say, like a scared man talks. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that's like a scary thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna try to scare him off his game so he can be scared as me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, no, like you're scared, so you're trying to talk your nerves out type deal.
yeah,
And
you're
it's
trying
like,
to project your fear onto your opponent.
Yeah, and it's like, nope, I'm perfectly fine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Just to be argumentative, I'm going to go ahead and say Canelo might even stop Bernard.
Oh my
But
God.
he might.
just to be argumentative.
If he has a cool head, I agree.
Yeah,
with you.
he might just let them hands go. If he lets them hands go, yeah.
I think he's
Bernard is
too
not going to be able to
experienced.
block all 3,000 of them punches that's coming his way. You know.
Too experienced for the mind game. You got to have a sound mind, especially to be that caliber of a fighter. So just to go into the next point, keep the Canelo talk going. We are potentially looking at Canelo versus Bud Crawford. Me personally, I absolutely hate that matchup because there are weight classes for a reason. Now, me personally, I'm probably Terrence Crawford's biggest fan.
No.
But you're going up 3 weight classes, right? We're going from 147 to 154 to 160. We're skipping all of that, going directly to 168, and you're fighting the top dog at 168, not just some random person. And so I like both guys, right? Both guys are influential. They're great champions.
Terrence Crawford.
But you just don't jump up 3 weight classes to fight the best guy there. How do you feel about that matchup?
I'm going with Terrence Crawford. I'm definitely going with Terrence.
Why?
I don't care what anybody say. I'm going with Terrence. He got. I don't care. Terrence Crawford.
What
AKA
does
Bud.
What does Bud do that Canelo hasn't seen?
I'm gonna just say, like I tell everybody else, man. Terrence Crawford got 2 guns to your 1. That's it.
Power in both hands.
Power in both hands.
Mm.
I can switch if I feel like I'm beating you southpaw. I'm gonna go back orthodox just to make you look stupid.
That's a real good point.
That's it. He got 2 guns to the person 1. Like you can't. I wish you would switch up, man. You never fought southpaw in your life. I'm going to beat the brakes off you. Like, are you serious? I'm gonna be like, hey, man, you good? Like, no. But again,
He outthinks Canelo.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean, Bud wouldn't be who he is today if he didn't outthink.
Wow, facts.
Power in both hands. He outthinks him. Does the weight make a difference for you?
Yeah, it makes weight. Yeah, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. I think Canelo got it down to the science where he feels most comfortable at, and he makes dudes come up to him. But I do think Canelo's slowing down. I do think he's getting, older, and he's been through so many wars. I think he's deteriorating a little bit. I'll just say this: if anybody can beat him, it's Terrence Crawford. If any boxer in the world can do it, it's going to be him. I don't see anybody else being able to come up there and, perform well against Canelo. I thought it was Charlo, but he sold me out. So I don't see anybody else being able to do it. I'll just say I'm still a Charlo fan. I can't lie, but
disappointed in that one.
Yeah, that one killed me, man.
Every dog has his day.
That was
You know what I'm
rough,
saying?
though.
Yeah.
He fought
It
to
was, 'cause-
survive. He didn't
yeah,
fight to win.
yeah.
And what makes you do that at a championship level?
I don't know, man. I mean, because I seen the fight and I'm just like, he still get that man respect and everything. Like, come on, man. You talked all this trash up to the fight, and then you shaking this man's hand, taking pictures, doing this, doing that, and it's like, come on, man. Like you said, he was fighting to survive, not to win. You know what I'm saying? If he'd been his normal self and fought to win, he'd have still been that dog, that same guy that we all know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was just like, oh, no, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Woo. And it's like, no, dude, you lost.
He took that loss a little bit too easy.
Yes, there you go.
He
Took it
ran
too
around
easy.
the ring. It wasn't as bad as what Jermaine Ortiz did, but it almost felt like a track meet. And me, myself, I really like
Jermaine
guys.
Ortiz was worse than that. I'm sorry, I didn't see the fight between Jermaine Ortiz and Tay.
Oh, it was brutal.
It was worse than
It
that?
was-
You ran worse than what Charlo did?
It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, obviously there was a game plan to utilize the full space of the ring, but when you use that game plan, you have to score points.
Yeah.
You stop,
Yeah.
you get your points, you get out.
Yeah.
You forgot to do that part.
So he just like basically punched him and didn't.
He moved, he evaded, he feinted, and kept moving.
Wow.
The man he
Did he
forgot to
forget
throw
his
punches.
boxing like in the locker room? Like, I mean,
It's a lot of
Because
people.
I didn't watch the fight either. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't watch the fight either. I wasn't very interested in the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's not a guy that I wanted to watch.
No, be glad that you didn't, because you would want.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank
you
you.
would want that 30 minutes of your life.
I
back.
will catch the highlights elsewhere. Like, that's it. Okay, got
And
it.
highlights can really give the wrong perception of the fight, but those highlights should just be of Jermaine Ortiz running around the ring.
Okay,
It was-
because everybody was like, "Oh, Timo really lost the fight," and I'm like, now that you're saying this, I'm like, but most of the comments come from people that never boxed before,
Right.
so they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? What is boxing and what is fighting like?
I would say Teofimo probably did lose that fight, but the reason that I'm okay with him getting that decision is because you have to take the belt from the champ.
Facts.
You can't
That's how it's
go
always
in the
been.
ring
That's how
and
it's always
run
been, yes.
and run your way to a championship.
Yeah,
it
true.
just doesn't work like that. So
Yeah, you can't just. It's not amateurs. You can't just rely on like outpointing them. You have to, like you said, take the belt from the champion. You got to be aggressive at times, and you got to really establish that like I'm the better fighter. I'm hitting this dude with more devastating blows.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's
if I could boo Jermaine Ortiz, I'm booing the shit out of him right now. Like I hated what he did. Because it was a Thursday night. I got kids. I had to get up and go to work. I mean, yeah, I hated everything
took
about
away
it.
from your sleep.
I would rather have been asleep, literally.
Right.
So, that's the previews of Canelo and Bud. I'm a big Bud fan, but I actually hope that does not happen because
You didn't say who you thought was going to win.
I can't go against Bud. But there are weight classes for a reason.
Right.
I've never bet
Weight classes
against
for a
Bud,
reason.
but 3 weight classes to fight the best guy there.
But didn't Bud do that already with Spence? Didn't he come up 2 weight classes?
No, he was at 147 already. He already had a belt. He had the WBO. And then Spence had the other ones.
Okay.
And so
No, but he started at like around 130.
he started at 135, I believe.
That's right.
Yeah, started at
And then he
135.
settled into 147,
Yeah.
and then him and Spence fought.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. I
Yeah,
got
they were both already at welterweight.
Yeah.
So, hopefully Spence comes back soon. I think he might have got his spirit broken a little bit. But
I thought he had a fight coming up.
Spence?
Yeah.
No, he's on
No?
vacation still.
Still?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought he had a fight coming up.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Spence back in the gym. Okay, all right, cool.
No,
It
he's
might have been an old video. I didn't check the date on that.
yeah, it's just promo for
He must got his money and got out.
a sponsorship or something. Promo for Everlast or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
he's on vacation. He's in Cabo.
Dang.
He is in Cabo. So, interesting matchups. We'll see what happens. Overall, that's just a quick recap of everything that is happening in the world of boxing. Got some exciting fights coming up. We've got Fury versus Usyk that got postponed, but it will happen later on. We've got Lomachenko versus Kambosos. Not super excited about that, but it's a fight. It's a championship fight. It'll be down under in Australia. We've got undisputed light heavyweight gold on the line against Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. So really exciting fights coming up. Boxing is shaping out to have another really good year. So with all of that being said, those are the topics for today. You are tuned into the Unprofessional Expert Podcast. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, follow, tell a friend, to tell an aunt, to tell a grandparent, because if you do not, me and my co-host will jump you in real life. So it's important that you check out everything that we've got going on in the podcast. That's all that we have for you today. Until next time.